wonder what it looks like to juggle being a corporate executive and a mom of five all before 8 a.m.? Spoiler alert, it's not all Pinterest perfect breakfast and Zen journaling. By the time most people are sipping their first cup of coffee, I've already broken up at least three sibling arguments, packed a bunch of lunches and bottles, answered emails, and, if I'm lucky, had a sip of my own coffee while it's still warm. If you're a busy mom trying to balance it all, or just curious about how to actually survive, keep watching because I'm breaking down my chaotic but functional morning routine. It's how I get my five kids, ages 4 months through 8 years old, and myself up and ready for our day. Oh, and stick around till the end where I share my number one sanity saving tip that every working parent needs to hear. And I'll be mentioning a few tools to keep my sanity throughout this video, and we'll include all of the links in the description below. All right, so let's start with my morning routine. First up, my mornings actually start around 3 a.m. these days. And no, it's not to journal or to work out, though that would be awesome. The reality is I have a 4-month-old baby and he still wakes up once overnight to nurse. So sometime between 2:30 and 3:30 usually he wakes me up and I nurse him. This usually takes about 20 minutes. I then put him right back down to sleep. Usually he falls right back asleep and then I do the exact same thing. I know this part of the morning routine will change a bit as he gets older and he doesn't need to wake up to eat overnight. But for right now, he goes to bed at 7 p.m. And so he wakes up hungry partway through sometime between 2:30 and 3:30. In the spirit of being fully transparent and including everything, that is step one of my morning routine as a corporate executive and mom of five these days. Next up, so I've gone back to sleep and so is the baby. It's 6 a.m. and my alarm goes off. And this time it's really time to get up. And it's time to also get work ready. Now, I will have a maximum of 30 minutes to get fully work ready every single day. And so what I do is I do a quick shower, I do skincare, I do makeup, hair, and then I pick out a polished looking but practical outfit for a day of back-to-back meetings. I'm an executive for a large med tech company, and so my days usually look one of three ways. Some days I work from my home office and have back-to-back video meetings all day. Other days I'm at one of our local offices in person. And then the other third of the time, I'm traveling to other cities to meet with clients or our internal teams. So my daily work life can look a little bit different, but what doesn't change is every single day I need to look professional and put together, and I need to do it quickly. So that is what I do from 6 to 6:30. I don't have time for a 30-step routine. My goal is to get ready quickly and still look polished and professional for my day, whether I'm on camera or I'm in person. One lesson I've learned the hard way over the years, never put on work clothes yet this early in the morning. What I always do is I put on my robe or my comfortable clothes because the kid chaos has yet to ensue. And if I put my work clothes on right away that early, there is a 100% chance that I will get messy before I leave the house and have to change again. So we don't do that. I just stay comfortable and put my clothes on last in my get ready routine. Okay, so while I'm getting ready between 6 and 6:30, the kids are starting to wake up and the real chaos begins. My husband always starts making breakfast for the kids in the morning starting at 6 o'clock. So even if none of them are awake and downstairs yet, he gets it ready for them at 6. It is ready and waiting. And for breakfast, he always cooks some type of egg. So either a scrambled eggs or a simple egg scramble with like meat and cheese, plus some oatmeal with protein powder in it, and then a piece of fruit, usually an orange or a banana. Moving on with our morning, by 6:30, I usually have had at least one or two of my daughters come in and visit me while I'm getting ready. But regardless, at 6:30, I wake baby up from sleeping and it is time for me to nurse him. It takes me about 20 minutes for feeding, diaper change, and getting him dressed and ready for his day. I go ahead and do that while the other kids are eating breakfast and my husband is supervising in the kitchen. And usually the last one to get up is my 2-year-old toddler boy. We go up and get him out of his crib, usually around like 6:45 if he's not up by then already and calling to come out. 7 o'clock a.m. By then, everybody is together in the kitchen. We're eating breakfast together. We're talking. And some of the kids are already done with breakfast. They're trickling out to get dressed. Then starts the lunchbox and getting ready shuffle. My girls are ages 8, 7, and 5. And they know that if they want to bring a cold lunch to school, they have to make it themselves. I don't have time every morning. My husband doesn't have time every morning or hands to make everyone. So their choice is either they do hot lunch or they make their own cold lunch. Of course, if they make their own lunch, we always supervise, but they are self-sufficient and all three of them, even my 5-year-old, can prepare her own cold lunch and pack her own lunchbox. We give them a lot of responsibility, and they do that in the morning if they would like. Next up at about 7:25 a.m., it's time to prepare everyone for departure. So that's when we make sure that backpacks, homework, and shoes are actually in their backpacks on their bodies before leaving. There's always some sort of last minute drama with someone missing a library book or can't find their water bottle or something like that. No matter how early we wake up or how well we prepare, there's always some sort of chaos that ensues at this time, and we just have to roll with it. This is also typically when I prepare my baby's bottles for the day. I pump during the workday, and then every day I send him fresh breast milk. That's usually when I'm getting his bottles ready to go as well and into his cooler bag. At 7:38, precisely 7:38, or a little bit sooner, it's time to get the kids out the door. So my 3 girls are school age, and they get picked up by the school bus at exactly 7:40 at the end of our driveway each morning. So we need to get the girls out a couple minutes before that. They're all dressed with their jackets and their backpacks and whatever they need for their school day. They're at the end of the driveway. My husband goes out with them, and then I typically load the 2 little boys into the car, and then my husband will take them to daycare as soon as the girls get picked up from the bus. 7:40 a.m., the girls are getting on the school bus. My husband is pulling out of the driveway with the boys to drop them at daycare. And I have this lovely little window between 7:40 and 8 o'clock a.m. And this I think about as my little flex window here for 20 minutes. It's amazing what you can accomplish in 20 minutes. So typically during this time, I do a quick kitchen pickup from the morning rush, though we try to pick up as we go along. There's always a little bit of chaos that has ensued from getting everyone out the door. So I do that. I usually peek at some emails to start getting myself into the mindset of work. And then I'm getting dressed into work clothes now that the kids are fully out the door. This is kind of like my little transition time. I have time to do a couple things, and it is a great time to make sure that I'm switching my brain over from mom mode to corporate mode. Then at 8 o'clock, corporate mode is activated. So the moment that clock goes to 8 o'clock, it is time for me to switch from mom mode to corporate executive mode. And my brain really does a full reboot. It goes from mom, where are my socks? Where are my shoes? To here's the Q1 strategy report. And now for the number one sanity saving tip that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that makes all of this work. In our house, we use morning and evening checklists in our family every single day. This makes sure we wake up to a clean kitchen and main living area, and that we start each day off with a clean slate. It also gives my 3 oldest girls a list of tasks to complete and to check off each morning, which puts less mental load on my husband and I to remember every single little part of getting the kids ready in the morning. Things like, did you brush your teeth? Did you brush your hair? Did you put your dirty clothes in the laundry basket? Things like that are on their checklist. And so they just take care of it. It's been a game changer for our family, and it helps us keep up on our daily tasks, maintain our home in a tidy way, and stay organized. Let me know in the comments if it would be helpful for me to share more about our daily checklist in a future video. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.